we do bear the brunt, and that's societal. So it's a whole thing that we have to revamp when it comes to men and women.
You just said a word there, because it's really about revamping our boundaries. Because when you're saying that, I'm thinking what came up viscerally for me is that historically, when I think about my mom's generation and my grandmother's generation, they weren't able to confidently tell men no. And it was expected of them to provide what men want in order to get a man or a piece of man. That was kind of like the mentality. So I think in having the societal shift, we need to be really revamping what we're teaching our daughters about their boundaries, and that's it. And if someone can't respect your boundary, then, you got to move on. So Dr. Charm, what do you think about this? What do you think? Why can't you just keep your legs closed? Anonymous, welcome. Dr. Charm, what do you think about, how the economic systems and the lack of support structures actually contribute to these family dynamics that we're talking about with?
I mean, we've got post-traumatic slave syndrome, and I do agree with Anonymous in the sense of, I think it's the blame game. Why can't you keep your legs closed? Men, why can't you practice sexual discipline and not, be animalistic? It goes both ways, but we're coming off of, for 250 years of slavery, and then, another 100 years of Jim Crow and the other stuff. So the 400 years total. And, the amount of people who were enslaved that were brought over here on the boats was a fraction of what the 4 million enslaved people that we had at the eve of the Civil War. And so how did that population explode like that? Because of these breeding plantations. Yes. And, so they, this stuff is ingrained in our genetics, in our DNA, and it's trauma. So that trauma is called epigenetics, and they've studied it extensively in Holocaust victims. So the grandchildren, just the grandchildren, not even the great-grandchildren, the grandchildren of Holocaust victims had genetic changes in their DNA related to the trauma of that grandparent going through the Holocaust. So you imagine however many generations that we endure in slavery, where this is in our body. And so this behavior, this breeding behavior, having children with multiple women, we didn't start out like that. This was learned behavior from a lot of what's gone on. And then also this hypermasculinity, this system, well, you're a man by how many women that you can get. The hip hop music, the negative hip hop music doesn't help at all. Yeah. And then the socioeconomics, like the Black family has been under direct attack with the United States government. The United States government has directly attacked. No other group has been directly attacked like that within this country but us. We have a unique history. And so they've done everything they can to destabilize our families. And when our families can't stay together, then people have multiple partners. So it's a combination of so many things. And, but what we can do is try to get our finances in order and practice sexual discipline.